Retirement planning is super important, and it's something I'm a strong advocate of. But to be brutally honest, I didn't really plan my retirement properly. So in this video, and with the benefit of hindsight, I'm going to share with you what I did well and what I didn't do well. And more to the point, what I'd do differently or better if I'd had my time again. All of which will hopefully assist you in planning your retirement in a much more structured manner in which I did. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to share with you an extra takeaway item and tool that you can use, so be sure to stick around. And if you're new to the channel, guys, welcome aboard. My name's Paul. I'm a recent retiree who set up this channel to share all my life knowledge and experience around all things related to retirement, travel and purpose. In the journey of life, there are some things we plan well. Things like career, where we live, family, and especially vacations and holidays. But all too often there seems to be a reluctance towards planning for retirement. It can be both confronting and sometimes just a bit too hard. But let's see if we can make it that little bit easier. And just a quick bit of housekeeping, guys, before we get stuck in, because what I'm going to share with you are just my thoughts and experiences, and they shouldn't be construed as financial or life advice. So my retirement journey started about 2.5 years ago. I could see that 60 wasn't too far away, so I started to make a few plans. And it went something like this, whereupon it all started in January 2023, where I went and saw my financial advisor. It was there where we started to map out a modelling and financial plan that would see me through to the age of 85. So that was a really good starting point for me to know that if I played things right, I'd have enough to get myself through to old age. And then in June 2023, I called time on my overseas work tenure, which I'd been doing and enjoying for 6 years. The second half of 2023, I took a sabbatical, just took time out to refresh and get my thoughts together and then work out what was going to be next as far as how my career went. Then in January 2024, I returned to work, initially in what I thought was going to be a part-time role. Before too long, I was working back full-time, doing the commute, dealing with the day-to-day politics, other people's problems and all that sort of type of thing. And pretty much there and then I decided that that was not for me. Then in August 2024, I took another break. And it was there that I wanted to use that time to work out what my future was going to look like. So then between August and October 2024, I started to really strongly consider retire. I did a ton of research about my finances, my retirement plan to validate what the financial advisor had said. But the thing that was holding me back was purpose. I was thinking, well, maybe I could retire, but what was I going to do? And then at the back end of October 2024, YouTube found me just out of the blue, and I was absolute that that could be my purpose in retirement. So shortly after, in November 2024, I'd come to the conclusion that I could retire. I had my financial ducks in a row and I had something to do. So then between January and April 2025, I started doing some part-time work in and around my YouTube commitments. Then finally in June 2025, retirement arrived. I embraced it. I let go of work. And when people asked me what I do, I started saying, I'm retired. So what did I learn from that? Well, I'm a positive person, so I'm not going to use the word mistakes. There were plenty of learnings and takeouts. And over that 2.5 year period that I've just outlined for you, here's what was going on for me. And whilst things eventually fell into place for me, I had no structured roadmap. I had no plan at all. Throughout that time, I found myself continually drifting. I was a little unsure, sometimes lost. Work was definitely not my priority anymore. Financial ignorance. Well, as I said, I went to the financial planner. I did a lot of head nodding. I looked at the numbers and thought, yep, they look okay, but I didn't really own them. Purpose, it was the key thing that I was lacking. And as I explained, it was constantly sort of hanging over me. I didn't confront it head on and set out a plan right from the get-go. I couldn't let go of work. I kept thinking, maybe, have I left anything on the table? Is there still something I should be doing? And was I really ready? This is the thing I kept questioning. Was I too young? Did I have my financial ducks in a row? Could I let go of work? Because once you pull the trigger, it's gone. It's pretty hard to get a job in your late 50s or 60s. I just really couldn't embrace the whole concept of being retired. So if I had my time again, here's how I'd map it out more clearly, which I'll call the 5 steps to a structured retirement plan. I'd set the end date early because this gives you a structured goalpost and something to aim for. And that could be maybe what age you reach. It could be something to do in your career when there is a cutoff point for you. It could be a milestone birthday like turning 60. It could be when you can access your retirement fund. But I think in hindsight, if I had a set date, I could really then build a plan around it. So I wasn't drifting, like I said, I wasn't flip-flopping around with my thoughts and emotions. I wish I'd taken ownership of my financial numbers much more early than I did. I was able to research it and found them out a little bit on the run, which I was lucky enough I was able to understand. But there's a few things I might have done differently. if I'd found out a couple of years before around some of the things I could do, particularly with my retirement fund. I think if there's anything that I can offer anybody, again, not advice, but something I did that I thought's put me in good stead, is really understanding how your retirement plan works, getting as much into your retirement plan as early as you can. That's really helped and set me up well. Do a trial phase of retirement. It could be a sabbatical. It could be working part-time. I was lucky enough to be able to take the sabbatical. But if you've got the stage in your career where you can ease back a little bit from working the 9 to 5, 5 days a week to say 3 days a week, I really think that's worth trying because it gives you a taste of what's to come. Oh, look, when it comes to purpose, actively explore and look to see what it is that's going to give you meaning. Because retirement is more about playing golf and hanging out in the garden. You know, it's about getting up every day and be very sure about what it is that you're going to do that's going to be fulfilling. But look, that said, if just living is your thing and you've got plenty of little bits and pieces to do day to day, that's okay too. Because you actually might find something else in the purpose of doing it. But I think just having some sort of plan every day around what you're going to do is absolutely key. Oh, look, commit and embrace retirement, because I've certainly learned that retirement is stepping away from something and stepping into something new. Because once you make that commitment and you own it, it really is a truly rewarding and humbling place to be in life and an exciting place with some great things ahead. So they're the 5 structured steps to a retirement plan that I would do in hindsight, and I'm going to put them in the description box. So be sure to check them out and hopefully maybe you can use them as some sort of basis towards your retirement plan. So I got there in the end. However, if I had something like the 5 steps to a structured retirement plan, I reckon I would have got there a little bit sooner and certainly in a way more structured way. So I hope what I've shared with you today provides you with some insights and a little bit of clarity around how you might map out your own retirement journey. So what stage are you at in your retirement journey? Drop us a line, leave your thoughts and comments in the box below. It would be really great to hear from you. And as always, guys, if you've enjoyed the content of today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up because it really helps the channel. And also hit the subscribe button so you're up to date with all the latest offerings on the channel where we share real life experience about all things related to retirement, travel and purpose. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one and bye for now.